Chosen one, the record has been reopened in the halls of eternity. Once, they called you guilty, and heaven stayed silent, not because you were wrong, but because the evidence was still developing. Now the same advocate who argued against you returns with trembling hands and a rewritten statement. Across the parchment of time, they inscribed 3 trembling words that change everything: you were right. The courtroom of destiny brightens. The gavel that once condemned now hums with mercy. Scrolls of accusation unravel like smoke, and the name they slandered begins to glow again. An ex-lawyer, a former architect of your accusation, has become the witness of your vindication. Every false testimony collapses under the weight of revealed truth. Heaven's law stands amended, justice itself bows to grace. What once looked like loss was only divine litigation in progress. The judge of mercy smiles. The verdict of innocence has been issued not by men, but by the eternal court. The record will never be reversed again. Your name is cleared beyond appeal. Open book Isaiah 50 verse 8. He who vindicates me is near. Who then will bring charges against me? Picture it, dust swirling in a courtroom that no longer belongs to earth. The walls are made of light, and every echo carries the weight of an unspoken apology. Scrolls once sealed begin to unroll, glowing with the heat of remembered truth. The lawyer who once stood against you enters slowly, barefoot, robe torn, eyes wet. He is not here to accuse but to confess. He kneels before the judge and whispers, "I saw the evidence I ignored. I was wrong." His voice trembles like glass in the wind. Every record that once bound your name begins to shake loose from the shelves of eternity. The silence that follows is holy, not empty, but full of awe. Even the shadows bow. You stand there, unsure whether to speak or cry. The pain that once defined you no longer has permission to testify. Every word that wounded you loses its weight, turning to dust before it reaches your ears. The gavel does not strike in anger, it hums like the heartbeat of closure. The very air feels lighter, as if creation itself exhales relief. Angels document the moment not with ink but with light. They record your vindication in the archives of mercy, a place where no lie can live. The ex-lawyer rises and looks at you, not as an opponent, but as a student who has finally learned. He says, "You were right all along." The phrase ripples through eternity like a new law written in the wind. Every witness who once stayed silent now feels their heart awaken. Every word they spoke against you turns into testimony for you. In that sacred courtroom, truth is not argued, it reveals itself. Justice is not demanded, it descends gently like dawn. You realize this was never about winning a case, it was about clearing your name in the language of heaven. And in that moment, you understand, vindication is not revenge, it is restoration. It is the divine way of saying, you can rest now. The case is closed. Picture it, dust swirling in a courtroom that no longer belongs to earth. The walls are made of light, and every echo carries the weight of an unspoken apology. Scrolls once sealed begin to unroll, glowing with the heat of remembered truth. The lawyer who once stood against you enters slowly, barefoot, robe torn, eyes wet. He is not here to accuse but to confess. He kneels before the judge and whispers, "I saw the evidence I ignored. I was wrong." His voice trembles like glass in the wind. Every record that once bound your name begins to shake loose from the shelves of eternity. The silence that follows is holy, not empty, but full of awe. Even the shadows bow. You stand there, unsure whether to speak or cry. The pain that once defined you no longer has permission to testify. Every word that wounded you loses its weight, turning to dust before it reaches your ears. The gavel does not strike in anger, it hums like the heartbeat of closure. The very air feels lighter, as if creation itself exhales relief. Angels document the moment not with ink but with light. They record your vindication in the archives of mercy, a place where no lie can live. The ex-lawyer rises and looks at you, not as an opponent, but as a student who has finally learned. He says, "You were right all along." The phrase ripples through eternity like a new law written in the wind. Every witness who once stayed silent now feels their heart awaken. Every word they spoke against you turns into testimony for you. In that sacred courtroom, truth is not argued, it reveals itself. Justice is not demanded, it descends gently like dawn. You realize this was never about winning a case, it was about clearing your name in the language of heaven. And in that moment, you understand, vindication is not revenge, it is restoration. It is the divine way of saying, you can rest now. The case is closed. Open book Romans 8 verse 33. Who will bring any charge against those whom God has chosen? It is God who justifies. In the courtroom of heaven, prosecution has no standing. Every accusation must first pass through the fire of divine justice, and in that fire, only truth survives. The records of your faults were reviewed, not to condemn you, but to reveal the depth of grace written across them. Heaven operates by a different law. Mercy precedes judgment. Where earth sees guilt, eternity sees growth. When God justifies, no appeal remains. No earthly opinion, no whispered rumor, no digital echo can reverse his ruling. He does not justify because you are flawless, he justifies because his name is faithful. He calls you innocent not because of what you proved, but because of what he paid. And when he declares you clean, even the courtroom grows silent in reverence. The ex-lawyer's confession is not just personal, it's prophetic. It fulfills the eternal principle that truth, once revealed, transforms its accuser. Heaven allows even those who opposed you to become witnesses of your renewal. Mercy rewrites their memory. Forgiveness retrains their vision. In the record books of the Spirit, your case becomes a sermon. Grace wins where pride once spoke. So let the ancient question echo again, who will bring any charge against God's chosen? None can stand. Every finger once pointed in judgment now folds into open hands. Every lie that once shouted now kneels before truth and calls it holy. You have not just been acquitted, you have been adopted into the very system that once frightened you. You are no longer standing before the bench, you are seated beside the judge. Heaven's law operates by mercy. When truth reveals itself, even the voices that accused must testify. Vindication isn't revenge, it's restoration of reputation. It's God's way of saying, I saw it all. And I still choose you. So rise, chosen one. You are no longer a defendant, you are the definition of grace justified. The trial is over. The record stands eternal. You feel it first in your breathing, steady, unhunted, whole. There's more oxygen in the room now, or maybe you've just remembered how to inhale without fear. Your shoulders lower as if invisible chains have unclasped. This is what vindication feels like in your nervous system, every cell laying down its defense, every thought stepping out of survival. You are not rehearsing arguments anymore. You are remembering peace. The air itself seems to testify for you. Each inhale whispers cleared. Each exhale releases what no longer belongs in your bloodstream, the memory of accusation, the tension of being misunderstood, the fatigue of constant justification. Freedom doesn't arrive as a shout, it comes as a sigh that your body finally allows. The courtroom fades, and you find yourself standing in a vast, quiet field. Light spills through your chest like dawn through open windows. You look down, the scars are still there, but they have lost their sting. Pain is now just proof that healing happened. Your body remembers being accused, your soul remembers being chosen. Memories rise like witnesses, but none of them can hurt you now. You replay the harsh words once thrown like stones, and they fall harmlessly to the ground. You see faces of critics, but your pulse stays calm, not out of pride, but peace. Forgiveness has rewritten your reflexes. Where you once tensed, you now breathe. Where you once defended, you now understand. This is not denial, it's divine integration. You are no longer arguing your worth, existence itself has entered evidence on your behalf. Every sunrise is an affidavit, every heartbeat a signed document of grace. Your entire being participates in the verdict, innocent. Even creation seems to celebrate your acquittal. Birdsong sounds like applause, wind feels like witness. The weight that left your chest was never yours to carry, it belonged to misunderstanding, not to identity. Now you walk lighter, not because the path changed, but because your name did. You don't need to tell everyone the story anymore. Peace tells it for you. And in moments of stillness, you hear heaven repeating the same truth your body already knows, case closed. You are cleared. Rest now. You were not cleared just to be comfortable. You were cleared so you could comfort the accused. The freedom that flows through you was never meant to stop at your skin. It's a current, a transmission, a testimony. Heaven's verdict over your life has ripple effects. It travels into every space where someone still doubts their own innocence. You are now a living precedent, a case study in divine reversal. Your story becomes proof that grace is not theory, but law in motion. When others see your calm, they will remember hope. When they hear your gentleness after being wronged, they will believe in redemption again. Your vindication is not a trophy, it's a template. It teaches the world that truth doesn't need vengeance to be victorious. The ex-lawyer who confessed becomes a symbol of what mercy can do. If the one who once accused can now testify in your defense, then no one is beyond transformation. Every person who once judged you will one day understand they were part of your proving, not your punishment. Their resistance was the courtroom in which your resilience learned to speak. You carry your freedom like a quiet revolution. Every time you forgive, you file another motion for mercy in someone else's name. Every time you stay kind when misunderstood, you open a new case for compassion. You've become heaven's representative, not with a gavel, but with gentleness. Your peace now has legal authority in the spirit. Do not underestimate what has happened to you. This was not just personal healing, it was judicial prophecy. Your exoneration is a signal to others that truth still wins, even after long silence. You are the living proof that innocence, once buried, always resurrects. Your calm is a courtroom where others learn to rest their defense. So walk boldly, but softly. You no longer need to preach your vindication, just embody it. Every act of grace you show becomes another ruling written in favor of mercy. And heaven records it all, smiling. You were cleared to become a comforter. You were justified to become justice in human form, mercy with a heartbeat. Go now, chosen one. Your peace is your pulpit. Your forgiveness is your prophecy. Chosen one, truth travels fast, but faith must keep pace. The verdict has already been spoken in heaven's court, yet earth waits for your agreement. The gavel of grace struck long ago, but the echo must come from your own mouth. Don't delay your declaration. Every moment you spend doubting your innocence gives your old chains permission to pretend they still exist. You are not waiting on freedom, freedom is waiting on your yes. Heaven can clear your record, but only you can walk out of the cell. The door has been open for ages, the key was always belief. Step out before hesitation hardens into habit. Live like a person already pardoned. Do not rehearse your defense anymore. You are no longer required to prove your purity to those who prefer your guilt. Let silence be your statement and peace your proof. The trial is over, but the victory requires your participation, not by effort, but by embodiment. The longer you act like a defendant, the longer the illusion of captivity lingers. The ex-lawyer's confession was your divine notification, the heavenly alert that your case is closed. So why still stand in the hallway of hesitation, replaying arguments no one's listening to anymore? Truth is calling you to move. Not to fight, to flow. Your mission cannot unfold while you're still negotiating with ghosts of accusation. This is the hour of release. Your calendar has changed in heaven's time. The date beside your name now reads, cleared. Every delay now feels like defiance against grace itself. Your hesitation does not offend God, it only postpones your peace. He wants you to enjoy your innocence, not just believe in it. So rise. Shake the dust of defense off your feet. Walk into tomorrow as one who owes nothing to yesterday. You are not escaping punishment, you are entering purpose. Every step forward is another courtroom closing behind you. Chosen one, truth has outrun the lies. Don't let your silence slow it down. Speak the words that heaven already recorded, I am cleared. Say it aloud until your own echo sounds like prophecy. The longer you delay your declaration, the longer shadows pretend to exist. But the moment you agree with your verdict, even the darkness applauds. You are not standing trial anymore, you are standing proof. Once, you were the case, now, you are the clause that defines grace itself. Heaven references your name when explaining what redemption looks like in motion. You are not a story of survival, you are a statement of sovereignty. You're not the defendant anymore, you're the definition. You embody the divine precedent that mercy overrules accusation. The courtroom that once terrified you now exists inside your calm. Where others still plead for forgiveness, you stand as its living evidence. Your scars have turned into scripture, holy reminders that innocence can be resurrected. You no longer argue truth, you are truth's continuation. Every step you take redefines what justice means in human form. You prove that grace isn't leniency, it's legitimacy reborn. The ex-lawyer's confession was your coronation. That moment, heaven issued your certificate, not printed on paper but written in peace. It reads, acquitted, appointed, approved. Your name now carries legal weight in the unseen world. When you walk into a room, spiritual atmospheres adjust, because innocence entered. You used to chase acceptance, now, acceptance recognizes you. You used to explain your motives, now, your peace explains them better. Even silence has become your advocate, it speaks with authority. Those who once doubted you will find themselves quoting your calm. Understand this, you are no longer defined by what was said about you, but by what heaven said over you. You are not reacting to history, you are rewriting it by existing differently. Your life has become a legal document of grace, signed by mercy, sealed by truth. The old version of you was evidence, the new one is verdict. So carry your certificate in how you walk, not as paper, but as presence. Let the way you listen, forgive, and create become your proof. You are not defending your worth anymore, you are demonstrating it. Every gentle response, every healed silence, every fearless choice adds another paragraph to your definition. Chosen one, the law has changed, and you are its new example. Your peace is now the statute, your kindness, the Constitution. You are living legislation that declares, grace overrules guilt. The verdict has become your identity. You are cleared, completely, continually, conclusively. When heaven renders a verdict, earth starts sending signs. Vindication doesn't always arrive with trumpet sounds, sometimes it whispers through your dreams, your senses, your daily coincidences. These are not random, they are notifications from the unseen, subtle confirmations that the case is truly closed. You might dream of courtrooms bathed in white light, where you are not standing before a judge but walking out of open doors. You may see robes washed clean, or contracts torn neatly in half, fluttering like doves. These are divine metaphors, symbols of release. They are heaven's way of saying, you owe nothing anymore. Old names may reappear, people you thought you'd forgotten, critics who once wounded you. But this time, something is different. No anger rises. You see their faces and feel only peace. That's not apathy, that's spiritual maturity announcing itself. You no longer carry the charge of accusation in your bloodstream. Sometimes you will overhear phrases like case closed, you were right, or finally free, and songs, and headlines, even in casual conversations. Pay attention, the language of your vindication travels through ordinary sound waves. What feels like coincidence is divine confirmation disguised as daily life. You'll also notice inner shifts, small but sacred. Where anxiety once lived, there is stillness. Where suspicion once spoke, there is clarity. The nervous system itself begins to prophesy, peace has taken residence here. Even your environment responds. Doors open with less resistance. Opportunities that once eluded you return, this time without demand. You meet people who see your essence without explanation. They greet you as if they already know you've been cleared. That's not luck, it's resonance. Your frequency has changed, and grace recognizes its own. Sometimes the signs are physical, a sudden calm during prayer. A weight leaving your chest mid-conversation. Tears that don't sting but cleanse. Moments when time feels softer, reality kinder. Each is heaven's subtle handwriting in the margins of your day. These are not hallucinations, they are harmonizations. The spiritual court has concluded, and now creation is aligning to the new record. Everything you touch begins to reflect your restored reputation. Even silence feels like applause. Chosen one, don't dismiss the small signs. They are proof that the verdict is living. Heaven leaves clues for those who listen. And if you've seen, heard, or felt any of these things, then know, you are already walking in your cleared identity. Your acquittal is not coming, it's active. The record is sealed, but the revelation continues. Now that heaven has cleared your name, your daily rhythm must agree with that verdict. Vindication isn't only spiritual, it's behavioral. Freedom must have a form. Speak softly about the past. The case is closed. Repeating the charges reopens old wounds. You don't owe anyone a retrial. Tell your story with tenderness, not tension. Let your tone be the proof that you no longer live in defense. Even your silence can sound like serenity. Answer every attack with accuracy and calm. Truth doesn't shout, it stands. When others question your peace, respond with precision, not pride. Remember, you are not trying to convince them, you are confirming yourself. Every gracious answer adds a new footnote to your record of maturity. Keep records of kindness. They are the true evidence of evolution. Write down moments you chose compassion when vengeance was easier. These are your legal documents of growth, testimonies heaven files under your name. Mercy is the only currency that never loses value. Protect your peace as sacred property. Guard your atmosphere the way a lawyer guards a case file. Don't allow gossip to subpoena your joy. Not every conversation deserves a response. Some accusations expire when ignored. Let discernment be your daily discipline. Live disciplined, not defensive. Routine is redemption in motion. Wake with gratitude, it resets your jurisdiction every morning. Work with integrity, it reaffirms the verdict through action. Rest without guilt, it proves you no longer live under investigation. When life tests you again, and it will, remember the principle, you don't need to prove purity, you need to preserve peace. Justice has already been served. You are living in post-trial territory now. Your responsibility is no longer to argue, but to embody. Let your calm be contagious. Let your presence lower the volume of the world. Walk as if the ground itself knows who you are, because it does. Creation remembers cleared names. Even time treats the vindicated differently, it bends to favor them. So keep your head steady, your words few, your kindness precise. Let each gesture say, I am no longer defending myself, I am defining grace. Your daily composure is your courtroom. Let peace preside. Judge of mercy, thank you for overturning every false verdict. You saw every hidden file, every silent accusation, every hour of unfair trial, and you still called us innocent. Where the world pointed fingers, you opened hands. Where we carried shame, you carried proof. We lift this moment to you as gratitude in motion. For every sleepless night now redeemed by rest. For every misunderstanding now rewritten as testimony. For every word that once wounded now transformed into wisdom. You are the only judge whose rulings heal instead of harm. Let those who doubted themselves hear your verdict through our lives. Make our peace persuasive. Turn our forgiveness into evidence. Let those who watch us see that truth needs no lawyer when love stands as witness. We release every accuser, not out of weakness, but out of reverence. We will not compete with you in justice, your judgment is mercy, and that is enough. We no longer pray for revenge, we pray for revelation. May those who hurt us awaken to their own healing. Let grace travel farther than gossip ever did. We ask for strength to live cleared, to wake without the need to explain, to rest without the weight of proving, to love without the fear of being misunderstood. Let vindication become vibration. Let freedom echo in our tone, our walk, our work. Make us mirrors of mercy, reflectors of your righteousness. Judge of light, let peace be our permanent defense. And as we breathe this prayer, let heaven record another case closed. Amen.